Happy New Year! Woo. A little too late for that, I think. Really quick, guys, I just want to say I'm so excited for 2017. I've got a list as long as my cat's arm of stuff to do in 2017. I am not running out of ideas anytime soon. I'm gonna have stuff to do until I'm old enough to get my own premium membership for Club Penguin. It's a far off goal, but it's gonna happen someday. Today, guys, we're making a real cool butterfly knife. This actually was not my idea. This was the idea of a kid that I used to counsel at camp. His name's David. Shout out David. Shout out to that kid who was watching my videos in your study hall too. You didn't tell me what his name was. Jerk move there, David. Seriously, just so much cool stuff that I want to show you guys in 2017. Probably first on the list is getting an actual intro, though. So. Oh! Ooh, sorry, guys. I've been sick.
Hostile remains at large.
So as you well know, I fancy myself a God-fearing man, so we're gonna start this out with a confession. I actually lied in the materials list in the beginning. You actually also need a notebook and a pen. I was just kind of afraid that if I let you guys know that right off the bat that you would just click away immediately, because it's just too much for one build. But if you filthy rich tycoons left over still watching the video, hopefully you can forgive me for that. So right here you can see I'm just drawing out the basic shape of the blade. I'm drawing that little pelvis looking thing at the bottom that you drill through to put the pins through. It's really important that you make sure that your butterfly knife handles have full range of motion, so it's not stuck, you know, open or stuck closed. Otherwise you end up with just either like a fixed blade knife or just a really unique knife that just has a blade on the inside that everybody just has to trust you it's in there. So I use a super sharp razor blade to cut through it. You can see how sharp it is by how easily and cleanly the piece comes out. And here's the 10-pack of spanners that I got off the clearance rack at Menards for 10 bucks. Pretty good deal, I think. You gotta save those shekels wherever you can. I'm gonna put the paper on the wrench or the spanner or whatever, trace it out, and then I'm gonna use an angle grinder to cut it out. And now that I got it right here, I'm thinking why not just make the blade a little bit longer, so I'm actually going to extend it all the way up to the serial number right here.
That you're coming home. White noise, meditation, the hesitation to change.
Ooh, a karambit. Alright, so here's the deal. I gotta remove kind of a lot of material from this, but I don't want the friction from the belt sander to heat it so much that it ruins the factory temper on the wrench. So I've got this bowl of water here, and just like my mom taught me, you gotta grind a little, dunk a little, grind a little, dunk a little. That should keep the temperature under control, but just in case, I'm not wearing gloves while I do this because I want to feel the temperature of it. So let's get this grind and dunk on the road.
Radio resuscitation, the suffocation in contemplation.
Alright, so I was gonna do progressively finer grits on the belt sander and get this thing really smooth, but I think I might have trued it up a little bit too much with this one, and I don't want to take off way too much material moving on to the finer grits with the belt sander. So from here on out, I'm just gonna be doing the rest by hand. So I was out in the garage for a minute doing this when I realized, well, I gotta be out there. Why can't I be cozy? So I'm just gonna chill in here for like a few hours maybe, watch some Japanese game shows. Use the Scotch-Brite pad on, I woke up at 4. Use the Scotch-Brite pad on these things, and maybe after a few hours, it'll do something. See you in a few hours. So the Scotch-Brite pads actually did work pretty well. It's really smooth to the touch, but I'm kind of looking for that mirror polish, so I'm gonna use this extra fine buffing compound. I think this is like 14 or 1600 grit, and I'm gonna be putting it on this buffing wheel and using it on the blade.
What you're going to hear about today is nothing short of a miracle.
Now this steel is super hard. I wouldn't really suggest trying to drill through it without a cobalt drill bit, but lucky that's what I got. What a coincidence. So I am going to drill out these 2 holes where we're gonna put the binding posts. Ah, come on. My cutting fluid's frozen.
It's the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
But that's only part of the story.
I honestly thought this was about to look like crap, and then I was gonna have to spend another 20 seconds explaining to you guys why it's not as bad as it looks. Oh no, I just jinxed it. That's gonna happen this time now. Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
If something should happen, don't you be afraid.
I mean, they're a little off, but why are they so good? This is weird. Something's wrong. I'm not supposed to do a good job on stuff like this. This was supposed to turn out really bad, and then I would get really discouraged and take like a whole day off. Well, you can't lose them all, I guess. So I'm gonna be cutting the little pieces out for the handle out of this 1/8 inch by 1/2 inch piece of flat bar, and it's gonna be a lot easier to clean off this mill scale if I have it in one big piece instead of the little tiny pieces. So I've clamped it up, and I'm going to use a flap disc to clean off all the mill scale. we're gonna drill another 7/32 hole straight through all 4 of those on the end. Now, I messed up. In the best way possible, because I drilled these holes a little bit too far off to one side, but this is gonna make it so that I can cut a little bit of a taper into these pieces, and the hole is gonna stay in the center. Now I'm gonna do that exact same thing with the rest of the pieces, and I'm probably gonna clean them up with the belt sander too. Now, if you look very closely here and here, you'll notice that I've drilled a couple of holes. So I'm gonna take these roll pins. This is basically just a little spring steel tube with a slit cut in it, and I'm gonna squish them in here, and these pins are gonna keep the blade from going all flippy floppy when you do the flapping. I've never used these before, so clearly I can't push them in with my hands. Maybe I can use a hammer or something? I feel like there's a lot of potential to hit my finger here. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna do that. No. Hey, maybe the vise? I'm gonna squish it closed a little bit in the vise. Just a little bit, maybe. Okay, and I'm gonna... Is that gonna work? No? Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. You may need a littler one. It's crazy how I bought this box of roll pins, and I'm like, wow, this is perfect. I didn't even know these things existed. This is exactly what I need. And I didn't even consider the fact that nothing that I want to do ever works. Because at this point, it would appear that I have every size roll pin in existence except for the one that I need. I've got ones that are perfectly too big or too small, and none that are good. It's actually pretty awesome how well none of these things match. I feel like I've almost accomplished something. I just got some different drill bits. These ones are taking the pins a lot better. Let's see if I can find another one of those. Yeah, that's about right. I learned how to do these pins from this guy on YouTube. I don't remember your name at all, but thanks, guy. Right there. Give it a little tap. And for this part, he put a little socket underneath it, but I'm just kind of using the little gap right there. So tap it through. All right, now I'm just gonna grind down this pin on both sides so that it's the same height as the thickness of the handle pieces. All right, so I got the pins in there. This thing's looking more and more like a butterfly knife every week. All right, I'm gonna do some aesthetic stuff here. I don't think I do enough aesthetics. First, I'm going to round out these edges. I'm gonna line them up here, put some little grippies on them. Cool. Cool, dude, cool. Cool, cool. Do you ever get so sick of listening to yourself talk, you're just about to freak out? No, I'm always painting stuff black. Let's do a little red this time. Who's gonna notice? Come on, who are you gonna tell? Probably all gonna chip off in the first 10 minutes of using this thing anyway, so who cares? All right, I found it's actually way too cold out here for paint to even dry, so I'm gonna bring this inside the house real quick and let it dry. Actually, I just found this purple paint in my cabinet, and I think to myself, hey, what better time to use purple paint than on a knife that I will never use in my daily life? Ooh, hey there. That's kind of cool. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. That's kind of cool, actually. What the heck? Something worked. Two things worked. Kill me. Alright, now I can finally put this freaking thing together. So I've got all these nail heads. These are going to be rivets. I've got 2 of these 1/4-inch zinc plated nuts. I made this thing out of some sheet metal, and we're going to start with this side of the handle. I'm going to use these nail rivets. You could use little screws, but I'm not gonna. So the end that's the widest should indicate where the bottom is. So I locate both ends. I'm gonna drop the rivet in here, put the nut on. The nut is just a spacer. The next one on, flip it over, put it down there, and then I'm gonna use a ball peen hammer to peen the rivet. At this point, I legitimately don't care if I damage the paint at all. I just think 3 weeks is a bit much to ask for a butterfly knife. I'm just trying to get this thing finished. I got other stuff I want to do. Yeah, this should be fine. Now here's the other handle. This one's gonna be a little trickier because we gotta do this thing too. This is the little that keeps the handle closed or open. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was so hard. Maybe I should take a day's break. I gotta be a little gentler with this one, otherwise this thing's not gonna be able to swing. Yeah, that's probably the best we're gonna do. Alright, so now I'm gonna put the thing with the dangler on it, on the side that has the blade on it, and this is called the bite handle, I guess. Now, whoa, I guess this is the end of it. And there it is, all finished and looking pretty. Ah, look, Mom, I'm in the thumbnail. I wish I knew like some tricks or something with it, because I feel kind of stupid making a butterfly knife and I don't even know how to do anything with it. I legitimately don't know how to do anything with it though. And that's actually why I'm keeping it dull for now. You guys know I can sharpen a knife. You've seen me sharpen the knives in the Karambit video. I mean, geez, all the way since Homemade Weapons 3, I've been sharpening knives pretty good. But as you can see, it opens and closes pretty well. It's got no problem really with the that way pretty good. Goes on there pretty okay too. But yeah, it works. I mean, it's a butterfly knife. What do you want? Oh, wowie, golly gee whiz. How much fun was that video? That's an honest question. Every time I film a video, I'm thinking to myself, this is the worst video I've ever made. And then I edit it and I put music on it and it's like, it's all right. So I know I say this all the time, but actually for real, I hope you guys liked the video. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this wasn't my idea. This was the idea of another person. That person maybe possibly could be you. So if you want to, go ahead and leave leave me an idea for something that you want to see built. I mean, there's no way that I can possibly run out of ideas. I've got such a long list. I would show it to you, but the video would be twice as long, and hopefully I'll get around to making the thing. Anyways, guys, if you're not subscribed, I really hope I could earn your subscription today, but that's about all I got for today. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.